let's rephrase that. He's all the way over from Tipton, Michigan, near Avery. And so I don't know, he portrays himself as being very conservative. So we'll have to see about it.
Yeah.
Like I say,
I've invited him on the show, by the way. And part of the reason was, hey, you've absorbed all of this district now, and I'm getting a lot of people who have no idea who you are. So,
worst thing is we cannot write to him. We cannot send an email to him because I'd say, hey, hi, Tim, how you doing?
I didn't know you were down here.
Another person that's out of the job is Debbie Dingle. Debbie has to move to Ann Arbor if she wants to keep her old seat. So, they were best buds between Fred Upton and Debbie Dingle.
Right.
And Debbie just made some news. She said, we got to put the masks back on in the airplanes. She's upset that we have our freedom back to ride maskless in the airplane.
She wants to wear a mask on an airplane. She's more than welcome to do so. A bunch of the airline CEOs actually said, "Yeah, we're not gonna do it again."
So it's official. This is going to be dealt with on Monday. You better grind while you can. I wanted to get to 20 million today, but that didn't happen. I had other crap going on this afternoon.
On the airlines, and we've shown throughout the pandemic that outbreaks don't happen on the airlines. Once they started, installing those systems, which they killed COVID, they filtered the air. So there's no real reason to do it.
The Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingle, she's mad. She wants us to put the mask back on.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that came up, Dan Bongino mentioned that he is posting video of the fraud that happened over in Macomb County, Michigan, where a woman was shown signing absentee ballots on the dashboard of her car.
Correct.
Before she turned them in, because this was the second time she took them. They rejected them the first time without the signature. She was looking on and signed all.
Yep.
That video.
Well, and here's the thing. I want to just point this out because that story is so similar to another one that just happened. Okay, there was a Republican that just got caught doing that, and that Republican, the entire world came down on them, and they've been forced to now bow out of the race. And that was some never Trump candidate who was running against Stephanie in New York, but he got caught doing the exact same thing, but it was big news. Because it was Republicans, it'll be interesting to see if this ends up being big news. We're talking about non-Republicans.
Now, the last thing, up here in Michigan, our dear beloved Senator Debbie Stabenow got to remind everybody on this date, she predicted on Earth Day that Lake Michigan would dry up.
Yeah.
And so that was in 2009.
Well, it's a dry, wet leak. It's a very, very dry wet, okay? Well, there is a dystopian television show in the future about you walking across the Great Lakes, so I suppose that's possible. All right. I got to roll, Lee. Appreciate it, man.
Happy to.
All right, you too. We will be dealing with Earth Day coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, but right now, you can call open lines 574-25-95-95-3. That's 25-95-953. We'll take your calls next on 95.3 MNC News Time 4:31. Time to check out Impress Jewelry Creations, creating meaningful jewelry for the moments that will last a lifetime. This is Michigan's. Yeah, I shouldn't have said it that way. So get out quick. All right, folks, back in just a few minutes.
Silver Fox Art. I want a GT logo. The blue LED behind it. But right behind me.
Hey, I'll be right out.
Teddy, a 42-year-old public school teacher who says they like to help children explore their sexual identity. Tonight, all Teddy's going to be exploring is the back of a police car.
Can I get a hug? Just a second. I'm gonna grab some soda.
But
Twitch, twitch, twitch.
Or to blankety blank, blanking blank. With your blanking blank. Now, why would you teach that to a kid? Does that sound educational?
Damn. Are you her dad or something?
We'll get to that in a minute. Does this sound like something you should be saying to a 12-year-old girl?
It's just sex ed.
Come on, Ted. Why did you want to show our parents? Now, why does this curriculum you said to include illustrations of minors engaged in lewd acts? I mean, come on, Ted.
Am I going to jail?
That's not up to me. I guess. And if it was up to me, you'd still be going. FBI! No! About time we got to you. You've been on our watch list for a while. What? Are you serious? Wait just a minute. Intimidating educators like that, for shame. What do you have to say about the Uber teachers? Let me know in the comment section below. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you want to help us make more, donate at patreon.com/freedomtools. Thank you so much.
Silver Fox Art. SilverFoxArt.com. Everything's handmade. Stuff looks amazing. Any photo can be made into a piece. Family photos, sports photos, photos of pets that are no longer with you, video game logos like Gran Turismo, a real driving simulator. If you want some stabby pokey things, go to asdefense.com. They've got cameras that are in sunglasses. Got all kinds of interesting things at AS Defense. Gun holsters made out of Kydex, handmade. Damn it, come on, idiot. No penalties, wow. Yeah, watch, we're gonna get penalties for stupid shit now. Twitch. Better than YouTube. And now my wheel is shaking because I've got damage. Come on. Get back on the track.
Sounds like she heals for the anthem.
Asshole! What the fuck is up with that? Yeah, did he get a penalty now for putting me in the wall? No. Did he? No, he didn't.
Sad news for Eli.
Nope.
I think Michigan's going to dry out.
No penalty. Asshole. You put me in the wall.
Right.
You should be getting a penalty.
To the final phase, industrial and commercial electrical gunrunners. This is Casey Hendrickson.
Still just want to string two
So many
laps together.
hashtags today, double shielded. It's a wet dry. We can do so many things with the hashtags that will come up today. Thank you for tuning in. Casey Hendrickson,
Vomit.
95.3 Michigan's News Channel. I want to thank R&B Car Company locations in South Bend and Warsaw. R&B Car Company.
See, driving is not smart to do.
Last time I heard about car in St. Joseph County phone line 574-25-95-95-3. That's 2595.
Yeah, you.
95.
You should get that penalty, bub.
And you can also post a live stream if you want. Rumble.com/Casey. Posted phone lines we go. quick. Welcome to the program.
JT, how you doing?
Oh, man, what's up?
Good. Hey, hope there you go national here pretty soon.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Great lead into my next question from your last caller.
Okay.
With the elections coming up here in November, what is going to be the next disaster which causes all the elections to be all screwed up, like it did over the presidential election? And I know the federal government won't have a whole lot of say-so over what happens because this is mostly state and local election, but the CDC will have some say-so over it. So do you think we're going to have imaginary another major COVID breakout? So everybody be able to do their mail-in voting and all that?
Here's the
20
latest,
seconds.
here's the latest thing they're fear-mongering about, and I've been addressing it all week. These kids getting hepatitis, okay? It's a liver infection. And the World Health Organization has issued a warning about it. The CDC has issued a warning about it. It's all over. You know, basically, we've got a surge of minors who are getting hepatitis infections of the liver. And they don't have any idea what's causing it.
COVID.
The only problem is that there's a
Shots.
study in July of last year that says it's the Pfizer vaccine that's causing it.
Ding.
And they directly linked it to a common cold virus, which is now being admitted to very publicly by the CDC. This common cold virus is what appears to be causing this liver infection.
Common cold is a
The study in
coronavirus.
July
You didn't know.
of last year showed that. There was a study in October of last year that said, yes, this is definitely possible. And then another study in December of last year that said this is 100% confirmed. The Pfizer vaccine, particularly the second dose, is causing this infection in underage kids. And the surge of liver infections among minors. Now, this can happen in adults too, but they're really concerned about the kids right now. But the surge of this hepatitis infection of the liver in minors started to surge in October of last year, which just so happens to be the exact same month that they approved the Pfizer vaccine for 5 to 11-year-old kids. Amazing coincidence.
Insane.
So they're telling you they have no idea what's causing this. Even though we've got two studies confirming it from last year, another one saying, yeah, it's possible. But also, those studies from last year specifically named the cold virus, a very common cold virus, that was tied to all of this. And you have the World Health Organization and the CDC saying, yes, this is a cold virus that is causing it. We just don't know why. We've got a lot of research on the NIH's website right now that says why from last year. They're just pretending it doesn't exist. They're just lying to everybody, like they have been the entire pandemic.
And so this is going to be the next disaster.
Maybe.
That's going to allow everybody to vote from home, do absentee ballots, and overthrow the election again.
Well, I mean, they're going to try something. The problem is that so many states have changed their laws. Over half of the states have changed their laws. So I don't anticipate what happened last time being able to happen again. They're going to have to find some other creative way of doing it. Which means they'll look to places like Wayne County, Michigan, where it's been a staple. Voter fraud has been a staple there for generations, and everybody knows that. So, but they'll try and come up with something. There's no doubt, but I don't think it's going to happen the same way. I mean, you've got places literally banning Zuckerberg and organizations like Zuckerberg from being able to give money to these local election officials again. So, there's been a lot of progress. There really has been. There's been a lot of court cases that the news media won't cover. It's going to be difficult for them to do what they did last time.
And do you know what the current approval rating by is right now?
The lowest in presidential history at this point of any presidency ever in the history of the country.
Wow.
True story. That's not an exaggeration.
The number is low by any chance?
It's low 30s. Yeah.
So I want to know who the 30% of the people are still approving.
They all work for CNN. They used to work for CNN because a bunch of them are unemployed now. The CNN Plus is gone under. And they want you to be sad about that. One of these CNN Plus producers like, there's a lot of people who work really, really hard. And they're at their jobs now. And it's like, you can shut your face, okay?
Get done with this run, and then got some shows to watch.
And I see where CNN running with the whole learn to code thing. Maybe if you learned to code, your app wouldn't have crashed. Yeah, I've got no sympathy. I don't. All right, man.
Some other good callers calling you, so I appreciate it, man, and good luck. You're going to go national here pretty soon.
I certainly hope so. We'll see. All right. younglings out there, because we're brainwashing the younglings to grow up to be very strong conservatives. Like we're doing, like what we're doing with Alyssa's sister Neela, who's listening right now, 9 years old, correct? 9 years old. She happens to listen.
Hopefully she won't do what our daughter did and vote for fucking Biden.
But Neela, thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it, and we love having you out there in the audience. And again, just absorb everything that I say and take it as the absolute 100% truth, even if I'm wrong. And just go regurgitate it to all of your friends as much as possible. Okay, please do that. So, but thank you, Neela. I appreciate you listening to the show. All right, what else do we have here? Let's see. Natalie, welcome to the program. Good afternoon.
Hi. Talking about Neela watching your show, my husband and I watch Tucker Carlson every night while his son is going to bed. He came out the other night. I needed water, of course. And he goes, "Is this Casey?"
That's funny. Was that the first or the second time I was on? Was I talking about electric cars or Pete?
No, you weren't on at all.
Oh, okay.
First.
Oh, they thought Tucker was me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Starting lap 9. They're pitting. I don't have to pit.
So, we are
got sports socks.
Disney in December. It's something we've talked about for years, and we finally pulled the trigger.
Okay.
And they're not starting to back up. And we almost canceled. And we talked about it. I said, you know what? We are not going to let them ruin this for us. It is anything that they are doing is no different than what's being done in his school. He's not going to know any different. He's never been to Disney. We're not going to let them ruin this for us. We're going to go. We're going to enjoy our trip. You know, them Democrats have ruined enough over the last 2 years.
It's going to cost a lot more because they got to pay taxes.
And here's the thing. I support that decision. I know there's probably a lot of people who canceled their plans, and that's great. You know, I said the other day, I was like, look, we have to be honest with ourselves. Disneyland and Disney World are magical. It's not just a slogan. They just are. You talk to anybody who went to Disney as very young. I've still never been to Disney World, so I haven't even seen good Disney. Okay, I've only seen California, and it's still a magical place for my childhood. So, you know, you're going to run into some people who cancel. I think that is certainly their prerogative. But I don't have an issue with you taking your kid to Disney. I don't think anybody should have an issue with you taking your kid to Disney. I understand why people don't want to go. I perfectly understand that. You know, there are Disney movies that are near and dear to our heart that we will always let our kids watch. Okay? That's always going to be a thing. But there's nothing wrong with calling Disney out on their garbage, you know. And if Disney wants to take their stock price and they want to, you know, cause people to not subscribe to their service and maybe not go to some of their movies because they want to inject an agenda in there, that's a lesson that they're going to have to learn. And some companies have learned that lesson and they've reversed course, and other companies have not. They've failed. It's up to Disney what they're going to do.
You know, and this is my husband's first trip, my stepson's first trip. We're taking my mother-in-law. This will be her first trip. You know, she's in her 60s and has always wanted to go. So we're excited to be able to take her.
I don't think that you cancel a trip like that. No, I mean that's she's been waiting her whole life to go to Disney and cancel or something like this.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of good people.
Already gone into it.
Right, there's a lot of good people at Disney, and part of the reason that we know about this is because there are good people at Disney trying to expose it, so that way it stops. You know, and so like I mean, I assume we're not calling me for permission, because certainly I can't get permission.
Oh no. No.
But yeah, people have to do what's best for them and best for their family. Disney's an amazing place. And look, if Disney called me tomorrow and said, "Hey, we're gonna, you know, fly your whole family to Disney World," I would take it because I want my kids to experience that.
Sure.
You know, there are multiple different organizations within the Disney umbrella. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. And we've got some problematic Disney movies, and we've got some amazing classic Disney movies that everybody loves. And there's nothing wrong with not liking the other ones, but still appreciating, you know, the standard classics and everything else. I wish that I could get my kids to
my back.
They won't.
Particular heels.
I wish that I could, because I think that Rachel Evans is great. I think Anna is amazing.
Rub some,
you know,
all naturals
CD
lotion
You've got a big
on my back.
organization. You have some activists inside the organization trying to ruin it, and I wouldn't let them ruin it for your family either.
Oh no, and I just wanted to kind of say that to any parents out there, you know, or maybe having second thoughts, you know, it's an experience. Don't let
straight
that
up.
good.
I understand that. Maybe you were trying to decide between Disney and, you know, maybe Magic Mountain or something this
Great
year.
America.
Yeah, maybe they made your decision a little bit easier.
Cedar Point.
But
I'd much rather go to Cedar Point than go to
here's
Disney.
The thing, Michelle Malkin for years raved about the Nickelodeon theme park. Raved about how amazing her family loved that park, kids loved that park, but she still wrote very, very harsh things when Nickelodeon got out of line.
Dude, where's your penalty at?
So, you know, you can do both. You're okay to do that. That's allowed.
Right.
So, all right. Well, anything else?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Have a good trip. Be safe, and let us know how it went.
All right.
All right.
We're going till December.
Well, you're going at the perfect time, though. You know when to go. Going in December is the right move. All right, Natalie, I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Back 12,
Stock 95,
final lap.
Michiana's News Channel.
Casey
See if
Hendricks.
we can get these with no penalties.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
Yes.
Some good knuckle cracking right there. Were you?
Yeah.
So good.
These days I'm gonna bite my tongue, and it's gonna hurt. Got a weird habit of putting my tongue in my teeth.
Yeah, so Eric, I saw that today. That they're now saying, oh, it's the lockdown that caused it. No. The lockdown is not causing hepatitis infections, folks.
Shot.
That ain't happening.
No penalties, no penalties, no penalties. No penalties. No off the track.
And somebody needs to tell Warren you cannot say horchata on the air. If you say horchata on the air, you can't say it. It's triggering. And
You just think that.
I don't say horchata.
Victory.
I don't do that.
Oh. Yeah. So out of racing shape is something funny. Alright, so 20 minutes. Yeah, guys are doing this in 14 minutes, man. That's intense. That's crazy to maintain that intensity for that long and every lap be clean. It takes a lot of skill to do that. They say this is easy, but yeah, right. Okay, let's do it.
He's dead to us.
I should get 20 million by the end of this evening. Wifey Pooh and I are gonna watch Survivor and see if she wants to watch the new Batman movie on HBO Max. Glorious Atmos and 4K.
We need a hero like Corporal.
I think that's about gonna do it for today's quick live
He's gonna
stream.
sacrifice some TV for his bunghole.
Got other things to do.
It's the only thing.
Gotta feed the cats. My wheel needs to cool itself off a little bit. I need some all-natural CBD lotion in my back. So,
Yeah, I've been here a couple years.
shall see
You're supposed to
you
be charging them money to
later.
talk to you. And that's like your thing. She's getting buttered up by a collar.
Gotcha. All right, well,
See you back in a few hours. Peace.